Good morning, cruisers. Welcome on to day 6 of day 7 of Rock the Boat 2017. I have the pleasure of being joined here by our headliner, Francis Rossi of Status Quo. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on board.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How have you been?
Not good in the morning, of course.
No.
No, I'm all right.
Well, you look so smart and dapper for such an early time.
We talked about it, didn't we?
You did?
I was a mod when I was younger, and the idea of a collar done up I like. Because the shirt, you buy a shirt, it's done up, it looks lovely, and then most men wear them undone.
That's right. You've got to have the whole look head to toe.
Yes.
You absolutely have that, very much so. So this is your first time on board Rock the Boat, and I believe it's your first time on a cruise ship, is that correct?
Yes, Rock the Boat particularly, but cruise ships, I wouldn't normally go on that kind of thing. I don't know. Being out in the water flatters the hell out of me.
Oh, well, we're very, very happy that you have managed to come on board the cruise, and we're very much looking forward to your performances tonight in the Aurora Theatre. There's over 2,000 music fans who absolutely love and adore your music, that are just so excited. They've been looking forward to all week. We all have. So what can we expect from the performances tonight?
I'm going to have a shave. And hopefully everything they want to hear. I was going to say all of the hits, but as many as we can get in that period of time, and some popular album tracks.
Well, wonderful. Do you have any specific songs that you particularly like to play?
Yeah, one called The Oriental, which is obviously to the PC these days. Myself and the bass player wrote this song when the lady that works us first joined some 20 years ago. It was if I did it Oriental, and so we did a song around it. It's a slightly different vibe than most Crow things, and we enjoy playing it. Doesn't mean it's any good, just I enjoy playing it.
Well, that's all that matters, as long as you like what you're playing.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's great. So, leading up to the time on board Rock the Boat, you've been playing some wonderful shows. You've been touring around Australia and playing in the Sydney Opera House too. That would have been wonderful. How were they?
We talked about this, haven't we?
I think we have.
It was,
recently.
As I said before, it was. I always had this policy of trying not to live to the occasion, because particularly when doing promo, people ask if you're looking forward to it. And if I look forward to any one more than another, it's like Christmas Day, when Christmas is coming. Christmas Eve is fantastic, and you wake on Christmas Day and it's almost going, it's getting away from you. And the night before the Opera House, we had a particularly good show in Newcastle. And again, in your head, as soon as you walk out, you try not to, but you're looking for it in the sound or in the vibe. And when there's a good show, it's like there's an energy that develops in the centre of the stage. And then it's like riding a wave. Surfers would know, it's like riding a wave. Once you've got that, then it's magic. But sometimes I find if you try too hard to make the magic, which is what I think we did in the Opera House, and we've done a few venues like that, and sometimes I think for a rock audience, as well as the band, it's slightly intimidating, because the room is obviously, people think opera is posh, and so I think, no, it wasn't the audience, it was us. We tried too hard, and everyone said it was great, but who knows?
You never know, but I'm sure everybody would absolutely love all your performances, because there's so many fans, especially on board the ship, that have been listening to your music for decades, and you're celebrating your 50th anniversary as a band next year. So do you have anything planned in particular for the special occasion?
No, again, as I said to you, I'm quite a boring person, and we had a manager some years ago who, we had an anniversary to celebrate when the band was formed. We had an anniversary to celebrate with John. We had an anniversary to celebrate our first hit. Then we had an anniversary to celebrate our third. So the idea of anniversaries, I don't like birthdays, things like that. So hopefully our current manager, won't try that on me. I don't know what it is about those kind of things. Again, it's like the gig, it's got to be special, and I don't really...
It is still 50 years as a band. Do you think that...
Do you have to keep saying that?
Sorry. But it's a momentous occasion, and you guys are
She's
still...
looking at the wrinkles, I saw her.
No.
She's being nice, but she's looking at my wrinkles.
I think it's just such a special, time as the band, being able to look back on so many special occasions.
I think it's quite good that our entire industry, our business has lasted this long, because we were always told, particularly in the 60s, that it wouldn't last. It wasn't real, it wasn't good. And so I think that spurs you on somewhat. It seems very much these days that people tell the younger people, "You're so good, darling, you're so good, darling." So the darling just sits there and waits to be discovered. And our generation were always told, it won't last, it won't be. So you dug in and you fight. And I still seem to be fighting someone. Yeah. Trying to prove a point all the time, yeah.
Do you think that if you could sit down with yourself when you wouldn't do it in the first place? No. But if you could give yourself a piece of advice when you first started out with the band, knowing how much your music has impacted so many people around the world, you know, other artists and music fans alike, what would you say to yourself?
Well, you see, obviously other people think that's what we've done. I find it's a bit pompous for me to think that way. But if I was really honest, and sometimes other people ask me to advise their children or younger teenagers, I always tell them to leave it. Because if they have what it takes, they won't listen to the silly old fool. But if they don't have what it takes, they will take the advice of this. Because most of the time, it's no. Can I get a record deal? No. Can you get a published deal? No. Can I get a gig? No. Can we play your record on the radio? No. So a lot of the time, in show business, all we see is the face, which is lovely. It's lovely. But generally backstage, it's a lot harder than it looks. As you see, why we're here again. I won't tell her what happened. Shall I tell them? No, I won't. Go ahead.
Look, it's been a very interesting day, and it's been lovely being able.
It's now, isn't it?
It's been lovely to have you on board, and we've been able to sit down and have a bit of a chat. And what are you most looking forward to looking up for the rest of the time on the cruise? You said that you were looking forward to having some time. I'm very focused
on the guitar. I sat in my room most of the time. I've just been sitting playing guitar. I always panic about not being good enough, and as we've had a few days off, I tend to try and practice 2 hours a day. So I'll go back and practice, eat something, practice, and focus on the show as much as possible. I can't help that. It's probably a nervous twat.
Well, we're very much looking forward to the shows coming up, and after the concerts on Rock the Boat, and after everything wraps up on board and we get off in Sydney, you've got some great shows coming up afterwards as well, some tours.
Yeah, you know more than I do, don't you? I think I go back to England for 2 weeks, and then we go out on some more electric shows and some acoustic shows, and we finish in Germany on the 21st of December this year.
Oh, great! So
and
you're
it just
still
goes
quite busy.
on. And it's what we always wanted when we were younger, for it to last and go on and on and on. And it's interesting that whenever people want, you want something, like when they win the lottery, you think you get what you want. But it doesn't necessarily think that everything's okay. It's still
There's always trials and tribulations everywhere you go.
Say that again, trials and
tribulations.
Trials and tribulations. Be careful, you you don't know Jonathan Ross is chat show host in England. He's got over. So everyone tried to catch him to say trials and tribulations.
We never know. You can ask me around the ship, and I'll see if I can do my best impression.
Trials and tribulations.
Well, thanks so much for sitting down with us, and it's an absolute honour to have you on board, Francis. And like I said, you have a whole ship worth of wonderful music fans that have just been having the best week and can't wait to see performances tonight.
You did say ship worth, didn't you?
Shipload.
That's even closer to shitload, isn't it? It sounded like shitload, didn't it? It did sound like that. But it's true either way, it's true. It's true.
All right, well, thank you so much, and everybody, we'll see you around the ship for tomorrow, our last day on board. See ya.